When we speak of kindness, most often we think of it as a virtue, something to aspire to. It's a force that can transform lives, break barriers, and create deep connections. But what if we misunderstood its essence? What if the kindness you've been offering isn't the kind that lifts you up, but rather tears you down? Kindness, when rooted in obligation, fear, or a desire for approval, can indeed ruin you. It's not kindness at all when it's used as a mask, a means to gain something in return. We live in a world where so many are conditioned to be people pleasers, where being nice becomes a strategy for fitting in, for avoiding conflict, for gaining acceptance. But kindness that isn't authentic is a form of self-betrayal. You see, when you give endlessly without any regard for your own well-being, you are not practicing kindness, you are practicing self-neglect. Imagine for a moment a glass of water. You keep pouring and pouring into others' glasses, making sure everyone else is quenched while yours runs dry. And soon you find yourself depleted, exhausted, even resentful. That's not kindness, that's the ruin of your spirit. True kindness starts with yourself. It means setting boundaries, knowing when to say no, and honoring your needs as much as you honor those of others. Without this balance, kindness becomes a burden, something that weighs you down instead of lifting you up. And here's the paradox: when you are kind to yourself, you can offer genuine kindness to the world. But if you don't, kindness will ruin you, leaving you empty, frustrated, and disconnected. The world doesn't need more people sacrificing themselves in the name of kindness. What it needs are people who understand that self-love is not selfish. It's the foundation of real generosity, because you can only give what you have. If you are depleted, you offer depletion. If you are full, you offer fullness. So be kind. But start with you. Respect your boundaries, trust your intuition, and never confuse self-sacrifice with love. Only then will kindness become a source of strength instead of a path to ruin. Inauthentic kindness, often veiled in the guise of altruism, emerges as a profound and complex challenge in our quest for meaningful relationships and personal fulfillment. It is a form of kindness that, instead of uplifting and connecting, ultimately leads to a betrayal of one's true self. To fully understand this concept, we must delve deep into the motivations behind our actions, the cultural conditioning that shapes our understanding of kindness, and the emotional repercussions that inauthentic kindness can have on our lives. At the heart of inauthentic kindness lies the concept of obligation. Many individuals feel compelled to act kindly not out of genuine desire, but rather due to societal expectations, familial pressures, or the fear of judgment. This obligation creates a performance and act that one feels must be executed to gain acceptance or approval. For example, consider a person who attends social gatherings not because they wish to engage with others, but rather to fulfill the expectations of friends or family. They smile, engage in small talk, and may even go out of their way to offer help, but beneath the surface, they feel drained and disconnected. This scenario illustrates how inauthentic kindness can lead to an internal conflict, where the individual's true feelings and desires are suppressed in favor of conforming to external standards. Furthermore, the concept of people-pleasing is intricately woven into the fabric of inauthentic kindness. People-pleasers often prioritize the comfort and happiness of others over their own. They may believe that their worth is contingent upon the approval and validation of those around them. This belief can lead to a cycle of self-sacrifice, where individuals continuously put themselves last. They may agree to take on additional responsibilities at work, volunteer for tasks they do not enjoy, or remain in relationships that drain their energy, all in the name of being nice or kind. In doing so, they betray their own needs and desires, gradually eroding their self-esteem and sense of identity. The kindness they offer is not a reflection of their true self. Instead, it becomes a facade, a means of avoiding confrontation or disapproval. Cultural conditioning plays a significant role in shaping our understanding of kindness. From a young age, we are often taught that kindness is a virtue, something to be valued and aspired to. However, the societal narrative surrounding kindness can be misleading. In many cultures, there is an emphasis on being nice and accommodating, even at the expense of one's own well-being. This conditioning can create a dissonance between one's true feelings and the behaviors that are socially acceptable. As a result, individuals may suppress their authentic emotions, believing that to express anger, frustration, or dissent is unkind. In this context, inauthentic kindness becomes a protective mechanism, shielding individuals from social ostracism, but simultaneously alienating them from their true selves. Moreover, inauthentic kindness often manifests in relationships where there is an imbalance of power. In these dynamics, one party may feel pressured to continuously accommodate the other, leading to feelings of resentment and frustration. For instance, in a friendship where one person is always the giver and the other the taker, the giver may feel obligated to maintain the status quo, fearing that any expression of their own needs will be seen as selfish or unkind. This imbalance can create a toxic cycle where the giver's kindness becomes a source of internal conflict, leading them to feel betrayed by their own actions. Instead of fostering a sense of connection and reciprocity, inauthentic kindness breeds resentment and emotional distance. The emotional repercussions of inauthentic kindness are profound and far-reaching. When individuals consistently engage in acts of kindness that do not align with their authentic selves, they risk developing a range of negative emotions, including anxiety, depression, and frustration. The cognitive dissonance created by acting in ways that contradict one's true feelings can lead to a sense of disconnection from oneself and from others. Over time, this disconnection can erode relationships as individuals find it increasingly difficult to express their true selves and their genuine needs. Inauthentic kindness can also lead to a deep sense of isolation. When individuals present a curated version of themselves to the world, they miss out on the opportunity for genuine connection. Authentic relationships are built on vulnerability, honesty, and mutual respect. However, when one party feels the need to maintain a facade, the relationship lacks depth and intimacy. This can create a cycle of loneliness, where individuals feel increasingly isolated despite their outward displays of kindness. Additionally, inauthentic kindness can stifle personal growth and self-discovery. When individuals prioritize the needs of others over their own, they often neglect their own aspirations, dreams, and desires. This self-neglect can lead to a sense of stagnation, where individuals feel stuck in patterns of behavior that do not serve them. The desire to please others can overshadow one's own ambitions, leading to a life that feels unfulfilling and disconnected from one's true purpose. This sense of being stuck can become a source of frustration and despair, further exacerbating feelings of inadequacy and self-betrayal. Breaking free from the cycle of inauthentic kindness requires a deep exploration of one's motivations and a commitment to authenticity. It begins with cultivating self-awareness and recognizing the instances in which one feels compelled to act kindly out of obligation rather than genuine desire. This process often involves challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and cultural narratives surrounding kindness and self-sacrifice. Individuals must learn to differentiate between authentic kindness rooted in love and respect for oneself and others and inauthentic kindness which stems from fear, obligation, or the desire for approval. Establishing boundaries is a crucial aspect of reclaiming authenticity in acts of kindness. By setting clear limits around what one is willing and able to offer, individuals can protect their own well-being while still engaging in meaningful acts of kindness. This may involve saying no to requests that do not align with one's values or taking time for self-care before extending help to others. Learning to prioritize one's own needs is not a selfish act, rather it is a necessary step toward cultivating genuine kindness that honors both oneself and others. Moreover, embracing vulnerability is essential for fostering authentic connections. By allowing oneself to be seen and known, individuals open the door to deeper, more meaningful relationships. This vulnerability can create a space for others to share their true selves, breaking down the walls that inauthentic kindness often erects. Authentic relationships thrive on honesty and openness, allowing both parties to express their needs and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. In the journey toward authentic kindness, individuals must also confront the fear of judgment. The desire to be liked and accepted is deeply ingrained in human nature, but it should not come at the cost of one's authenticity. Embracing the idea that not everyone will approve of one's choices is liberating. It allows individuals to act from a place of integrity, honoring their true feelings rather than succumbing to the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Finally, cultivating a sense of self-compassion is vital in overcoming the challenges associated with inauthentic kindness. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of struggle or difficulty. It encourages individuals to acknowledge their own needs and desires without judgment or self-criticism. By embracing self-compassion, individuals can develop a healthier relationship with kindness, recognizing that it is not only okay to prioritize their own well-being, but essential for fostering genuine connections with others. In conclusion, inauthentic kindness can lead to self-betrayal, eroding one's sense of self and creating a cycle of emotional turmoil. By recognizing the motivations behind our actions, establishing boundaries, embracing vulnerability, confronting the fear of judgment, and cultivating self-compassion, we can reclaim our authenticity and transform our approach to kindness. True kindness, rooted in love and respect for oneself and others, has the power to uplift and connect, creating meaningful relationships that honor our true selves. Self-care, often misconstrued as a selfish indulgence, is in fact a crucial foundation for the practice of genuine kindness. When we prioritize our own well-being, we not only nourish ourselves but also enhance our capacity to extend kindness to others. This connection between self-care and kindness is often overlooked, yet it is essential for cultivating meaningful relationships and a fulfilling life. To explore this concept fully, we must examine the many dimensions of self-care, its role in fostering authentic kindness, and the implications of neglecting one's own needs. At its core, self-care encompasses a range of practices and activities that individuals engage in to maintain and improve their physical, mental, and emotional health. This can include everything from regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep to mindfulness practices, creative expression, and time spent in nature. The idea is simple: when we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to take care of others. However, many people find it challenging to prioritize self-care due to societal pressures, personal beliefs, and the pervasive myth that selflessness equates to virtue. The misconception that self-care is selfish often stems from cultural conditioning that promotes the idea of martyrdom. In many societies, individuals are taught to prioritize the needs of others above their own, leading to a culture of self-sacrifice. This narrative glorifies those who go above and beyond for others, often at the expense of their own health and happiness. While selflessness can be admirable, it becomes problematic when it leads to neglecting one's own needs. The irony is that when we neglect our own well-being, we become less capable of being kind and supportive to others. Instead of being a source of strength, we become a burden, as our own unmet needs and frustrations can spill over into our relationships. Engaging in self-care is not merely about personal indulgence, it is a radical act of self-love and respect. When we prioritize our own well-being, we send a powerful message to ourselves and those around us that we matter, that our needs are important, and that we are deserving of care and compassion. This internal validation sets the stage for authentic kindness, as we learn to treat ourselves with the same love and respect we wish to extend to others. Furthermore, self-care fosters emotional resilience, which is essential for cultivating kindness. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and disappointments that can drain our emotional reserves. When we prioritize self-care, we build a strong foundation that allows us to navigate these challenges with grace and compassion. For instance, regular physical activity can boost our mood and alleviate stress, while mindfulness practices can enhance our emotional awareness and ability to respond to difficult situations with patience and understanding. By nurturing our emotional well-being, we become better equipped to respond to the needs of others, approaching them with empathy rather than frustration. Consider the metaphor of a well that provides water. If the well runs dry, it can no longer quench the thirst of those around it. Similarly, when we fail to engage in self-care, we deplete our emotional and mental resources, making it difficult to extend kindness to others. We may find ourselves feeling irritable, overwhelmed, or disconnected from those around us. In these moments, our capacity for empathy diminishes, and we may unintentionally engage in inauthentic acts of kindness, those motivated by obligation rather than genuine desire. True kindness, born from a place of abundance, can only flow from a well that is full. Moreover, self-care encourages us to set healthy boundaries, which are essential for maintaining our well-being and nurturing authentic relationships. When we engage in self-care practices, we become more attuned to our own needs and limitations. This awareness empowers us to say no to requests that overwhelm us and to prioritize our time and energy in ways that serve our highest good. Setting boundaries is an act of kindness not just for ourselves, but for others as well. When we are clear about our limits, we create space for healthier, more balanced relationships where kindness can thrive. However, many individuals struggle with the notion of boundaries. They may fear that saying no will disappoint others or create conflict, leading them to overcommit and stretch themselves thin. This fear often stems from a desire for approval or a belief that their worth is tied to their ability to please others. Yet, when we fail to honor our own boundaries, we risk burning out and becoming resentful. This resentment can poison relationships, leading to a cycle of bitterness that undermines our ability to practice genuine kindness. It's important to recognize that self-care is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing practice that requires regular attention and adjustment. Just as our physical bodies need nourishment and exercise, our emotional and mental health requires continuous care. This can manifest in various ways depending on individual needs and preferences. Some may find solace in quiet reflection, journaling, or meditation, while others may recharge through social interactions or creative pursuits. The key is to identify what truly nurtures you and to make it a priority in your life. In addition to enhancing our capacity for kindness, self-care has profound implications for our overall well-being. Research consistently shows that individuals who prioritize self-care experience lower levels of stress, increased resilience, and improved mental health. They are also more likely to engage in positive behaviors such as exercising, eating healthily, and maintaining supportive relationships. When we take the time to care for ourselves, we create a positive feedback loop that enhances our overall quality of life. This, in turn, enables us to approach our interactions with others from a place of positivity and compassion. Furthermore, engaging in self-care allows us to cultivate self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and it plays a vital role in our capacity for kindness. When we are self-aware, we can identify our triggers and stressors, allowing us to respond to challenging situations with intention rather than reactivity. This awareness fosters emotional intelligence, enabling us to empathize with the experiences of others and respond to their needs with genuine kindness. For instance, consider a situation where someone we care about is struggling. If we are overwhelmed and not taking care of ourselves, we may respond with impatience or frustration, failing to provide the support they need. However, when we practice self-care and cultivate self-awareness, we can approach the situation with compassion and understanding. We can listen actively, offer support, and create a safe space for them to express their feelings. This authentic kindness fosters connection and strengthens our relationships, as it is rooted in empathy and a genuine desire to help. In a world that often glorifies busyness and productivity, prioritizing self-care can feel countercultural. Many people grapple with guilt when they take time for themselves, fearing that they are being selfish or unproductive. However, it is crucial to reframe this narrative and recognize that self-care is a necessary investment in our well-being. It is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Just as we would not expect a car to run on empty or a plant to thrive without water, we cannot expect ourselves to function effectively without engaging in self-care. Moreover, the practice of self-care can inspire and empower others. When we model self-care in our own lives, we create a ripple effect that encourages those around us to prioritize their own well-being. By demonstrating that it is okay to take breaks, to prioritize health, and to nurture one's own needs, we contribute to a culture of kindness that values self-love and respect. In this way, self-care becomes a powerful tool for creating a kinder, more compassionate world. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, it is essential to remember that kindness begins within. The more we care for ourselves, the more capable we become of extending that care to others. Engaging in self-care is an act of kindness, both to ourselves and to those we interact with. By prioritizing our well-being, we cultivate the emotional resilience, self-awareness, and capacity for empathy that are essential for genuine kindness. In conclusion, self-care is not merely an indulgence, it is a vital practice that empowers us to cultivate authentic kindness. By recognizing the importance of self-care in our lives, we create a foundation for meaningful connections and a fulfilling existence. As we honor our own needs and nurture our well-being, we unlock the potential for kindness to flourish not only within ourselves, but also in our relationships and our communities. In this interconnected dance of self-care and kindness, we find the true essence of what it means to live a life filled with love, compassion, and authenticity. Endless giving, often glorified in various cultural narratives as the epitome of selflessness and virtue, can lead to significant emotional, mental, and physical depletion. While generosity and kindness are indeed admirable traits, the act of giving without limits can come at a great cost to one's well-being. This phenomenon occurs when individuals continuously prioritize the needs and desires of others over their own, eventually finding themselves exhausted and drained. To explore this concept further, it is essential to delve into the motivations behind endless giving, the impact it has on individuals and relationships, and the importance of setting boundaries to ensure that generosity comes from a place of abundance rather than depletion. The motivations behind endless giving often stem from a desire for approval, validation, or a fear of rejection. Many individuals are conditioned from a young age to believe that their worth is tied to their ability to please others. This belief can manifest in various ways, leading people to engage in acts of giving that are not truly aligned with their own desires or needs. For example, someone might feel compelled to take on extra responsibilities at work, volunteer for numerous community events, or continuously offer support to friends and family even when it overwhelms them. The underlying motivation for these actions may not be genuine kindness. Instead, It could be driven by an intrinsic need for acceptance or the fear of being perceived as selfish. This cycle of endless giving can create a dangerous dynamic where individuals become so focused on meeting the needs of others that they neglect their own. The pressure to continuously give can be overwhelming, leading to a sense of obligation rather than joy in the act of generosity. Over time, this imbalance can lead to emotional exhaustion, burnout, and even resentment. When individuals sacrifice their own needs for the sake of others, they may find themselves feeling unappreciated or taken for granted. This can create a toxic cycle where the giver feels increasingly depleted, yet continues to give out of fear of disappointing others. Moreover, endless giving often leads to the development of unhealthy boundaries. When individuals feel compelled to always say yes to requests, they may struggle to assert their own needs and desires. This lack of boundaries can manifest in various ways, from overcommitting to social engagements to taking on additional work responsibilities that exceed one's capacity. As a result, individuals may find themselves in situations where they are unable to fulfill their own obligations, leading to stress and anxiety. The inability to say no can create a sense of powerlessness, as individuals feel trapped in a cycle of endless giving that leaves them feeling depleted and overwhelmed. In addition to the emotional toll, endless giving can have significant physical repercussions. When individuals prioritize the needs of others over their own health and well-being, they may neglect essential self-care practices. This neglect can lead to physical symptoms such as fatigue, illness, and chronic stress. The body responds to emotional exhaustion with physical manifestations, creating a vicious cycle where the giver's health deteriorates further due to their inability to prioritize self-care. This depletion can eventually hinder their ability to give at all, as they become too exhausted to engage meaningfully in their relationships or commitments. Endless giving can also impact interpersonal relationships. While acts of kindness are essential for building strong connections, when one party consistently gives without receiving in return, the relationship can become imbalanced. This imbalance can lead to feelings of resentment, as the giver may begin to feel unappreciated or taken for granted. Over time, this can create a rift in the relationship as the giver's emotional reserves dwindle and they may withdraw from the connection altogether. Relationships thrive on reciprocity, and when one party is perpetually giving while the other is taking, the bond can weaken, leading to disconnection and dissatisfaction. In many cases, individuals who engage in endless giving may fail to recognize the importance of reciprocity in their relationships. They may believe that true kindness requires self-sacrifice and that their value lies in their ability to give endlessly. This mindset can lead to a distorted view of relationships where individuals feel obligated to constantly provide support, often at their own expense. The fear of being perceived as selfish or unkind can further perpetuate this cycle, leading individuals to prioritize the needs of others over their own well-being. Setting boundaries is crucial for breaking the cycle of endless giving and ensuring that generosity is rooted in abundance rather than depletion. Boundaries are essential for protecting one's physical, emotional, and mental health. When individuals learn to assert their own needs and desires, they create space for healthier relationships and a more balanced approach to giving. Setting boundaries allows individuals to say no when they need to, prioritize self-care, and engage in acts of kindness that are truly meaningful to them. Establishing boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, especially for those who are accustomed to prioritizing the needs of others. However, it is essential to recognize that boundaries are not inherently selfish, rather, they are an expression of self-respect and self-love. By communicating one's limits and needs, individuals create an environment that fosters open and honest communication. This transparency can lead to healthier relationships, where both parties feel empowered to express their needs and desires. Moreover, practicing self-care is a critical component of breaking free from the cycle of endless giving. Engaging in self-care activities allows individuals to recharge their emotional and physical batteries, ensuring that they have the energy to engage meaningfully with others. Self-care can take many forms, from engaging in physical exercise and healthy eating to practicing mindfulness and pursuing hobbies. The key is to find activities that resonate with one's individual needs and bring joy and fulfillment. When individuals prioritize self-care, they create a positive feedback loop that enhances their ability to give authentically. Instead of approaching acts of kindness from a place of obligation or depletion, they can engage in giving from a sense of abundance and joy. This shift in mindset transforms the act of giving into a source of fulfillment rather than a burden. When individuals feel nourished and energized, they can extend genuine kindness and compassion to others, strengthening their relationships and enhancing their overall quality of life. It is also essential to recognize that true kindness is rooted in empathy and understanding. When individuals engage in endless giving, they may become so focused on meeting the needs of others that they lose sight of their own emotional state. By practicing self-awareness and emotional regulation, individuals can better understand their own feelings and motivations. This awareness allows them to respond to the needs of others from a place of empathy, rather than obligation. True kindness involves recognizing one's limitations and understanding when it is appropriate to step back and take care of oneself. Additionally, individuals can benefit from reflecting on their motivations for giving. It is essential to ask oneself why they feel compelled to give endlessly and whether those motivations align with their values. Are they giving out of genuine desire to help, or are they driven by a need for approval or fear of rejection? By examining these motivations, individuals can gain clarity on their relationship with giving and identify patterns that may contribute to their feelings of depletion. Furthermore, individuals should cultivate a sense of gratitude for the opportunities to give. When acts of kindness are approached with a spirit of gratitude, they become more fulfilling and less burdensome. Gratitude can shift one's perspective, allowing individuals to appreciate the ability to support and uplift others. This shift in mindset fosters a deeper connection to the act of giving, reinforcing the idea that kindness is a shared experience that benefits both the giver and the recipient. In conclusion, while generosity and kindness are valuable traits, endless giving can lead to emotional, mental, and physical depletion. When individuals prioritize the needs of others at the expense of their own well-being, they risk becoming overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. Setting healthy boundaries and engaging in self-care are essential steps toward breaking the cycle of endless giving. By recognizing the importance of self-care, practicing self-awareness, and cultivating gratitude, individuals can transform their approach to kindness, ensuring that their acts of generosity come from a place of abundance rather than depletion. In doing so, they create healthier relationships, enhance their overall well-being, and foster a more meaningful connection to the world around them. Self-love is often misunderstood as mere self-indulgence or narcissism, yet it serves as the essential foundation of true generosity. This deep, abiding respect and compassion for oneself empowers individuals to give authentically and sustainably. When we nurture our own well-being, we cultivate a reservoir of emotional, mental, and spiritual resources from which we can draw to support others. Understanding this relationship between self-love and generosity is crucial for fostering meaningful connections and contributing positively to the world around us. At its core, self-love involves recognizing one's worth and embracing one's imperfections and strengths alike. It requires self-acceptance and self-awareness, allowing individuals to acknowledge their feelings and needs without judgment. This foundation of self-love enables people to engage in acts of kindness and generosity that are genuine rather than motivated by guilt, obligation, or the desire for external validation. When we love ourselves, we are not only more compassionate towards ourselves, but also more capable of extending that compassion to others. The first step in cultivating self-love is understanding that it is not a selfish endeavor. On the contrary, self-love is an act of honoring oneself that lays the groundwork for authentic generosity. When individuals prioritize their well-being, they create a sense of balance that allows them to engage with others from a place of abundance. Just as a well cannot provide water if it is dry, individuals who neglect their own needs will eventually find themselves depleted and unable to give. Self-love acts as the lifeblood that nourishes the spirit, enabling individuals to share their gifts with others in a meaningful way. Moreover, self-love fosters emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges and disappointments that can take a toll on our mental health. When individuals practice self-love, they develop a strong sense of inner security that allows them to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. This resilience not only benefits the individual, but also enhances their ability to be present for others. When we approach relationships from a place of strength rather than fragility, we can respond to the needs of others with genuine kindness and support, rather than feeling overwhelmed or burdened by their struggles. Self-love also plays a crucial role in setting healthy boundaries, which are essential for sustainable generosity. When individuals have a strong sense of self-worth, they are more likely to recognize their limits and communicate their needs effectively. This ability to set boundaries protects individuals from becoming overwhelmed or taken for granted, ensuring that their acts of kindness are grounded in genuine desire rather than obligation. By saying no when necessary and prioritizing their own well-being, individuals create space for more meaningful, authentic connections with others. Additionally, self-love encourages individuals to pursue their passions and interests. Engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment enhances one's overall sense of happiness and well-being. When individuals take the time to nurture their own passions, they are better equipped to share their enthusiasm and energy with others. This reciprocal exchange of joy fosters a sense of community and connection, allowing generosity to flourish in a more organic and uplifting manner. The relationship between self-love and generosity is also reflected in the idea of abundance. When individuals cultivate self-love, they begin to see the world through an abundance lens rather than a scarcity mindset. They recognize that there is enough love, kindness, and support to go around, which allows them to give freely without fear of depletion. This shift in perspective enables individuals to approach acts of generosity with a sense of joy and gratitude, enriching both their lives and the lives of those around them. Moreover, self-love creates a ripple effect that extends beyond the individual. When one person embodies self-love and practices genuine generosity, they inspire those around them to do the same. This creates a culture of kindness and compassion, where individuals uplift and support one another. By modeling self-love and authentic generosity, individuals contribute to a larger movement that emphasizes the importance of self-care and interconnectedness. In contrast, when self-love is absent, individuals may find themselves trapped in a cycle of unhealthy giving. They may engage in acts of generosity out of guilt or the desire for approval, leading to feelings of resentment and exhaustion. This dynamic not only harms the individual, but can also create imbalances in relationships. Genuine generosity arises from a place of love and abundance, while giving out of obligation often leads to emotional depletion and dissatisfaction. It is essential to recognize that self-love is a continuous journey rather than a destination. It requires ongoing practice, self-reflection, and self-compassion. Individuals can cultivate self-love through various means, such as mindfulness practices, journaling, therapy, or simply taking time for themselves. By prioritizing self-love, individuals can begin to shift their mindset and develop a more positive relationship with themselves. Furthermore, self-love is intrinsically linked to the concept of self-compassion. Self-compassion involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer a friend. This practice allows individuals to embrace their humanity, recognizing that everyone experiences struggles and imperfections. When individuals cultivate self-compassion, they create a safe space within themselves where they can acknowledge their feelings without judgment. This emotional acceptance fosters a greater capacity for generosity, as individuals are less likely to project their insecurities onto others. As individuals develop self-love, they become more attuned to their own needs and desires. This awareness enhances their ability to engage in acts of generosity that align with their authentic selves. Rather than feeling pressured to conform to societal expectations or engage in superficial acts of kindness, individuals can focus on giving that resonates with their values and passions. This alignment between self-love and generosity enriches the act of giving, transforming it into a source of joy and fulfillment. Moreover, self-love encourages individuals to engage in reflective practices that deepen their understanding of themselves and their motivations. By taking the time to explore their feelings, individuals can gain insights into what truly drives their generosity. This self-awareness allows them to identify patterns or beliefs that may hinder their ability to give authentically. As individuals become more conscious of their motivations, they can make choices that align with their true selves, fostering a more meaningful relationship with both themselves and others. In conclusion, self-love is the foundation of real generosity. It empowers individuals to engage in acts of kindness and compassion from a place of abundance rather than depletion. By prioritizing self-love, individuals cultivate emotional resilience, set healthy boundaries, and inspire others to do the same. This interconnectedness between self-love and generosity fosters a culture of compassion that enriches our lives and the lives of those around us. As individuals embrace their worth and nurture their well-being, they unlock the potential for genuine generosity that transforms relationships and creates a more loving, supportive world.